Hey there folks, I'm heading into the job site today to do some more tree clearing with my trusty Kress 60 volt commercial grade chainsaw. And I have a brand new chain, but not a stock OEM Oregon chain, but a Husqvarna one. And I'll tell you why. The other day I was sharpening my chain, the stock one that came with the saw, and I noticed that a link was broken. And I said, well, okay, oh well, stuff happens. So I called the local Kress dealer, and unfortunately they didn't have a chain. It would take a couple weeks for them to get it in. So I called around to a couple of other retailers of chainsaw supplies. They didn't carry that model Oregon chain either. And neither did Princess Auto, which I was surprised. And I kind of discovered or realized that it was probably because it was a chain made for a zero emission chainsaw and probably had different specs. So I went to the Oregon site to look up the specs of the actual chain and discovered that the chain on the Kress Chainsaw also fit a Husqvarna saw and a DeWalt saw. So I then went over to the Husqvarna and the DeWalt site to take a look at those saws and look at the specifications for the DeWalt and the Husqvarna blades, sorry, the chains. And they had the same, I think, pitch, gauge, teeth number, and length of chain. So all the specs added up. I called around to all the DeWalt dealers locally, and they didn't have the Oregon chain or the DeWalt chain for their saws. However, the first Husqvarna dealer I called, they had it. So then I hopped in my car and went to the dealer, which is about 15 minutes away, the toy store, and they indeed had them there. They had several, which is great. I got the box, looked at the box, and I'll show you a picture of the box somewhere here on the screen, and all the specs lined up with the stock Oregon chain that came on the Kress commercial grade chainsaw. So I bought it. When I got home, I unboxed the chain, took the broken chain off the Kress, and installed a new one, and it fit. Now I've got about, I think, an hour on this chain so far, and you might be able to see dead center of the screen the little Husqvarna symbol on that link. Hopefully it'll focus, but not sure. And the only difference I could find on this chain and the stock Oregon is that this one, I think, has a 30-degree sharpening angle, while the Oregon has a 25, but you'd have to double check that. I usually look at the little line, the little marker that's on the tooth in order to gauge the angle. So anyway, it's time to get back cutting, and that's why I have a Husqvarna chain on my Kress chainsaw. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.